Good morning and congratulations on getting started on your very first deep dive assignment, deep dive into learning. In order to submit your deep dive assignments, what you will do, and to see what they are, in fact, what you will do is you will go in the course in D2L to tasks and then assignments. This is the first step of the process. And then here you'll see all of your assignments, and of course we will start with chapter 1. You'll begin with instructions. This assignment will be submitted to turn it in, and that's just to make sure that the first sentence of this is followed. And that's really why we submit first to the Dropbox, so that it can run through Turnitin, where it will be authenticated and graded, and then you will submit to discussions where your classmates can respond to your post. And so to pass the course, a student's first post must be his very own or her very own, 100% without any collaboration at all. And you can ask me for clarifying questions about any of the instructions. Please do ask me. And then here's some other, I'm not going to read the whole thing to you, some other black advice that's in general for all discussion posts. And so you'll want to hit those, especially early in the beginning, to make sure you've nailed all those down to know that you're getting the most out of your grade for the course. And then the blue will change from chapter to chapter depending on the content of the chapter and the questions that we want to cover reflecting that content. So here is the content question for chapter 1, and then if you scroll down you can see the rubric, and that's exactly how I'm going to grade. And so looking at the rubric and familiarizing yourself, especially with the first element and the last element of the rubric, which will always be the same on all of the chapter discussions, and then the rest of the rubric will change depending on what is asked in that particular chapter. There will be, not in chapter 1, but in, I would say, at least half of the chapters, maybe even more than half, there will be a calculator element where you will describe in detail the calculator element. So the first time you do that is in chapter 2, and I encourage you to check that out in the rubric as well to see the threshold to get that you want to get, that you want to shoot for on your grade. So check out this rubric, and then at the bottom you can add your file. And so what we will do is do add file and my computer and upload, and then you'll navigate to wherever you stored your file. I'm just going to submit this even though it's not actually the case, but what you would want to submit is a Microsoft Word document with your typed up responses to all of the posts. And then I will click add, and then I will, if you want to type in comments you can, but I'm looking for the Microsoft Word document here, and then click submit. Now, and then of course yes. It's not going to actually submit because I'm not really a student, so you may or may not see this screen, and you should get an email as a real student. So this is kind of my fake viewing as a student, but in reality when you do it you will get an email right here, and then you might be asking yourself, I don't have Microsoft Word. Well, we've got that covered for you. If you don't have Microsoft Word, you can jump to content, and then under the Getting Started module, the very last link takes you to a page that describes exactly how you can get access to Microsoft Word, how you can download and install it and sign in using your Austin P credentials for free. That's your technology access fees at work for you, and getting you Microsoft Word. And then it's not going to let me see this because I didn't really submit the file as a student, so let me go back and view it as an instructor. And after you've submitted in Dropbox on that same day, you'll want to go to class discussions, whatever before whatever day the actual first post is due, and you're going to want to submit here. And so you can click in there, and it's going to have the same set of instructions you saw before. So if you want to ignore them, you can, but these are just for your reference. And then you'll want to start a new thread, and then you'll want to copy and paste whatever. Okay, so it may not copy very well since this is so image intensive, but I'll just you would not say this. You would say whatever you want to say is your title of your actual post. And then I clicked Control V to paste, and it's pasted all of these things in here with the formatting that I had going on. And let's see if it posts. It did, and it will usually, any images you have, it will do as attachments. The rest, I had these two were images, but the rest of these are just formatting that I had, and the formatting isn't perfect, but it usually copies over pretty well, unless you're doing a Microsoft equation maybe, and then sometimes that doesn't copy over very well. And so yours probably won't have nearly as many complicated pictures and stuff as this. This is just an example of how to copy and paste from Word. And so that is your first post. And so you'll have it in the Dropbox first so that Turnitin can evaluate it and make sure that your first post is 100% your own. And then you will go to discussions and make your very first post there. And I really want it to be copied and pasted so that other students won't have to open a Word document to be able to read your post. And so I'm hoping that they will all be copied and pasted. Thank you.